Well, the executive of the County Council met this morning and we've looked at our recommendations which will go to the full council on the 24th of February. Basically, we are continuing to recommend that we find savings of 40 odd million pounds and we use 20 million pounds of reserves. At the same time, we're reluctantly having to put council tax up by 2%, plus also accepting the 2% which the government has allowed us to put onto the precept to fund the cost of adult social care. Well, it will bring in enough money to help pay for the increase in the living wage. It won't actually pay for all of the living wage, so although it will enable us to, will be able to transfer the money to providers so they can pay the increase in the living wage, which I think we would all support. The problem is that does not actually give the County Council any extra money to try and deal with the huge increase in demand in adult social care we've had. And we accept that the government's in an austerity programme and we understand that, but the government is cutting the funding to the County Council every year, and it will be, back in 2010 we had £200 million of funding from the government. By the end of this decade that will have dropped down to 20 million, so that's a 90% reduction in funding from government. So we understand that we have to find these savings, but it is very difficult in a time when demand is rising. So that is the main reason why council taxes have to be put up. Well, so far we've been very successful over the last 7 years now in actually delivering protecting services and actually dealing with the cuts that we've been given. So, for example, we've protected things like road mending, things like children's safeguarding and adult safeguarding, things like the fire brigade. So those have been protected, and we've managed to find efficiencies within the system, for example in the libraries where we've found over £2 million, but at the same time we've also managed to actually have more libraries open now and for longer hours. So we've been working very hard to find these savings through efficiencies and being, taking account of the consultation we gave with the public, where they were quite clear about what they wanted to protect and what they were less concerned about. So we followed that consultation advice pretty rigidly. So far it's good, but obviously every year now we're going to be having to find 30 or 40 million pounds worth of savings, we think, certainly for the next 3 to 4 years. So it will become increasingly difficult to find those savings because obviously we've taken most of the efficiencies we needed already.